Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Mr. Chukwuma joins us now. He's a legal practitioner. Thank you for coming on this morning. Well, I did say these are interesting times in Nigerian politics, and looking at what's playing out between the Senate and the executive arm of government. We've heard from the Senate spokesperson. But if you listen, that sound bite from the Senate president also gives you some inkling into the feelings of some of the senators and how they feel about what's going on with the IDPs, the SGF. From your perspective, what do you really think is going on?
I think we are in for a great period of time. I think we are also going into a situation where there will be power tussle. But Nigeria will be better for it because issues will really be settled. Maybe the way is going to be better for the masses. Unfortunately, these things are going on when the president is on vacation. So he may not have the privilege of listening to the views of Nigerians. So it's a problem for us. He may have to hear it from third parties who may state it one way or the other, especially according to the various interests they have. The issue of the SGF is a very unfortunate issue. The Senate took a decision. Meanwhile, the Senate does not confirm the person who is secretary to the government of the federation. I don't know how the constitution was made in such a way that he doesn't need confirmation. However, whoever is being appointed and is to be paid from the public purse should have the trust and the confidence of Nigerians, which can only be done through the National Assembly, and in this case, the Senate. Therefore, the resolution of the Senate should be attached with very serious importance. We're looking at the letter written by the president, or letter emanating from the presidency, concerning whether the SGF should resign or not. Mm-hmm. And the issues raised, with due respect, is a bit below what we should be expecting.
Which are the issues against the SGF after for PINE, or which one are you talking about?
No, the Senate said he should resign because of corruption. Based on corruption issues, corruption allegations against him, based on a report written by the DSS. And the president said that, or the presidency, letter from the presidency, from what we read from the newspapers, said that the Senate did not give him fair hearing, one. Secondly, 3 persons signed the reports. And the Senate said 7 persons of 9 signed the report. And the Senate also said that they invited him. The letter, copy of the letter inviting him was acknowledged by a permanent secretary in his office. And the Senate also said that he sent somebody, or somebody came and represented the office. Mm-hmm. Now, who is misleading the president? That is the first question.
In other words, what the Senate did, how they did it, is out there in the open for the presidency not to have seen it.
Sure, it's out there in the open. And the presidency would have requested for such information from the Senate if he had some issues in terms of fair hearing. For instance, he should have requested from the president, oh, please, I understand there was no fair hearing.
Okay, but shouldn't we then say that, look, well, if the real message that they want to pass to the Senate is that, look, we're simply telling you that this is our man, we can't let him go.
And this is where we have a problem, because even if he's your man, he is there to serve Nigerians. And the Senate is representing Nigerians.
To serve Nigerians, that's the SGF now?
Yes.
That's what you're talking about?
Yes.
But then, from the way it is now, since the Senate seem to be, they're digging their heels, I did ask the Senator, what will the Senate do if the presidency thinks, well, I've given reasons why I need this man, especially if both of them, we'll come to that of the EFCC in a moment. What if they disregard the resolution of the Senate on, for a start, the SGF?
There are a lot of things involved. Remember that there are more confirmations will still go to the Senate. More confirmations, more things. So if you cannot listen to the Senate and you want them to do some of the things you need them to do, it may become an issue. It means that more confirmations may never come back from them, may never come from them, because they are critical stakeholders to governance. Note that the president is not bound to accept their resolution legally, but the president has moral burden to listen to them and has moral burden to reject whatever they say by resolution.
To what extent can we really and truly classify the Senate's decision on the SGF as just a resolution? Because they say there was a committee that was set up, they did some investigation, and the SGF has been found wanting according to the Senate. So can that just be dismissed as a resolution?
It remains a resolution. That is the name. It remains a resolution. It doesn't have force of law and can never have force of law. And it's only something that has force of law that can force the president to take a particular decision. It is still within the discretionary powers of the president, legally I'm talking about, to accept any resolution from the Senate. However, the political expediency of the resolution is also something that should be called into question. How would Nigerians accept that resolution? Or what is the disposition of Nigerians to that resolution? Nigerians are fighting corruption. Nigerians don't want corruption. An average Nigerian feels that he is in a worse position due to the corruption within the ruling group. When I say the ruling group, I say the ruling party, it may appear to be APC. But the ruling group, which included the PDP, the military, all those people that have ruled Nigeria from 1966 till date, Nigerians are not happy with them. So if there are issues of corruption, Nigerians would expect whoever such report is made to cause a thorough investigation, and an investigation that will involve Nigerians to look at. Take for instance, if we're talking about corruption of the secretary to the government. First issue is, did the president refer that issue? Because the issue is not whether Senate did it well or not. The issue should be, did the president refer that issue to an arm of, security agencies to investigate?
Yeah, but what about the part that the president said, look, the AGF, a committee was set up to look into one of those allegations, I think particularly against the EFCC boss, and he's been cleared. So I think that was part of what was contained in the letter that was submitted to the Senate. Do you think the Senate will go ahead and say, well, okay, we've seen that and we will consider it?
No, it's a weighty issue. Why I say it's a weighty issue? At this stage, DSS, a credible organization, investigated something and gave him, okay, that of the secretary wasn't the DSS. No, that of the secretary wasn't the DSS. The secretary, the Senate said they have petitions concerning corruption